Welcome to Don't Overspill.
You were so loud.
Am I really? I'm Haeleigh.
I'm Madyson.
And we're here to spill all the tea. It's the wrong sound.
Okay. Okay. So our first segment today is called Let's Get Ready to Rumble. In this segment, we will be doing Truth or Drink. So wish us luck. Who's the oldest person you've ever dated?
I was 15 and he was 19 and a half.
Me too.
Really? Wow.
I don't know about the half part, but
I felt like I had to add it in there. I don't know why. He was more on the verge of 20 than 19, so yeah. 0 out of 10 recommend.
okay.
What is something you're glad that your mom doesn't know about you?
My mom knows almost everything, but we're going to keep it that way.
Some things are teetering the line.
Really started off hard there. Okay. What's your most bizarre nickname?
Ooh. Well, my last name is Coco, so people have had some fun with that at my expense. I think the worst thing I've ever been nicknamed is cocaine. I've been called Haeleigh Cocaine before.
That's
The amount of times I've gotten the whole, like, I'm in love with the Coco thing, like that's not funny. 0 out of 10.
that's probably like the most hated song.
Yeah. If you're hitting on me and you say I'm in love with the Coco, there's a 0% chance I'm giving you a chance at anything.
Instant block. Instant block.
What is your biggest fear?
Throw up. My biggest fear.
That was so easy.
Oh, it's my biggest fear. I don't throw up when I drink. I witness my friends throw up and I run. I'm sorry. I'm not there to help you. I don't care. Good luck.
So you don't hold
No.
the hair back?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Hell no. Can I curse? Hell no. No.
I've
It's
washed
disgusting.
puke out of my friend's hair before.
No. One time I was walking back to my house with my friend in the pitch dark. It was like 2 a.m. She starts projectile vomiting. I
Ooh.
ran. But she was by herself at 2 a.m. in the middle of the street. I didn't care. I literally went home and I went about my night. I did not care.
So don't get wasted with Madyson. What is the worst thing you've ever done?
The worst thing I've ever done.
The worst
in
thing you've
general.
ever done?
Okay. Oh. Okay.
I'm excited for this.
It wasn't anything that crazy. I was just like 10 and immature. But I was mad at one of my friends one night. We were all at her house, like having a party. 10, little hangout. And I got mad at the girl. So I hid her phone. And her mom were looking for it for days. She had to get a new phone. So to say she doesn't know that I hid it from her.
I thought like maybe you would hit it for like 2 hours and
No.
watched her cry a little bit and then
No.
gave it back. Days?
She got a new phone.
She got a new phone. Oh my God. I hope she had insurance and reported it stolen. Do you like have a guilty conscience?
I
from-
still think about it to this day. And I'm 25 years old, so a little bit, I guess.
when something bad happens to you where you were like, I should have never stolen her phone. It's karma.
No, actually. Like, what was I thinking?
That's
I'm such a
funny.
nice person, so like I was not nice
Well,
back
if you
then,
know
I guess.
Madyson and you've had to get a new phone because of her,
Sorry.
sorry.
Sorry. That's something my mom doesn't know about either.
Oh
so.
no.
Sorry, Mom.
Spilled the beans.
Have you ever been nude in public?
Oh. Not like I've flashed people before, like in public. I've been pantsed in public.
Oh my gosh. Wait, I need to say a story about that. I was in middle school, and some guy pantsed me while we were having a fire drill.
Wow.
He got suspended.
I'd hope. That's funny. It's really hard to pants me in middle school because I went to a Catholic school, so I was in a skirt. So if you pantsed me,
I was in sweatpants.
that was a problem. But
Yes,
no.
anybody is a problem, but in Catholic school, yeah.
Yeah. But to answer your question, I have never intentionally been nude in public. So that's something I hope to, continue to do.
I hope you reach your goal.
Thank you. Okay. When was the last time you cried?
Last night.
I'm sorry. Did I hit an emotional subject or?
I'm still mad about it. I'm hot.
Sorry. If I knew she was going to say last night, I wouldn't have asked that question. I was maybe like, oh, last week, last month. No, last night. I'm so sorry.
No, I'm a very emotional person. It's just been a rough week for Madyson all around. So yeah, last night.
Oh, I hope you're okay.
It's fine. My eyes are still swollen. Okay, my question. Have you ever lied about your age?
Technically, yes. When I made a Facebook back in like 6th grade, they make you, I think you had to be at least 18. So to this day on my Facebook, I'm like 55 years old. So it always sounds like, happy 55th birthday, Haeleigh. I'm like, oh, I forgot. I lied completely about my age on here.
Thanks
so.
for thinking I'm 55, Facebook. That's what I would say.
Yeah, whatever. I'm trying to think, have I ever lied about my age to, like, for my own personal goal? Yeah, I mean, I've snuck into bars. I've gotten, like, wristbands from friends.
Yeah.
Completely, you know, so.
Obviously.
I guess that's lying about your age, underage drinking. Okay. Okay, this is a good one. What is the meanest thing you've ever said to someone?
I don't know. I'm a nice person. I've told a boy in the past that I loved him and I didn't love him. So I hurt his feelings.
Oh, why would you do that?
'Cause I hate boys. I was heartless back then.
I've said some pretty mean things to people, but like
Yeah.
they're completely warranted. You know, like I don't go around just like being mean for fun.
Yeah.
So
I want to make, that's the thing, I want to make people feel good, so I told him I loved him, but I didn't mean it.
Oh, so that only hurt him worse in the end.
Yeah. It's fine.
Oh, he's probably still crying about it.
I'm really sure he's not. What's your biggest regret in life?
Oh my God. My ex-boyfriend, 100%. Yeah. There's retweet, yeah. There's a lot you can say about that. But yeah, I wish I could blip and delete that part of my life. So
Stay tuned for next episode.
yes.
That's all we have to say.
Wink, wink.
Would you? Wait,
Oh, my turn.
that was your question. Oh my gosh. I'm losing my mind over here.
Okay. What's the most trouble you've ever been in?
Oh. So when I was younger, I don't get in trouble, okay? I'm a very goody two-shoes. And my friends and I went to go camping. We had a tent. We went camping in the woods. And it started pouring. Pouring was like an understatement. So then the friends I was with are insane. That's it. So we went back to a clubhouse in my town. They broke into the clubhouse. And you see me on the camera crying, saying, please don't let me in. Please don't let me in. And they broke into the clubhouse, broke into the pool. I ended up leaving that night. And then my dad got a phone call from the cops.
No.
My dad didn't know about it. So then my dad finding out from a phone call from the cops. You can only imagine how that turned out. I had to go to the police station and file, and they had a police report and everything. But they never charged me.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, and my dad was defending me after. He was like, you could see she was crying. Like, she didn't want to go in.
Peer pressure.
Yeah. Peer pressure, and it was raining, and I didn't know what to do. And I did not think I was going to get in trouble like that. But I could have gotten in trouble for trespassing, and we broke a few things.
Wow.
Like the door. But everything's okay.
All right.
Traumatizing.
No, just a couple run-ins with the cops.
My only run-in with the cops. Traumatizing.
One and done.
Yes. Okay. Would you break up with your partner for $1 million?
I'm just kidding. I love you, Jake. No, I would not.
Or how about you break up with him, get the $1 million, and get back with him?
Am I allowed to do? Is that like in the terms? I'd have to look at the terms of agreement. Like can I, take the $1 million and then change my mind? Like,
Yeah, take a break.
am I being held hostage if I get back together with him? There's a lot of what's the word? There's a lot to consider here.
Yeah.
I don't know. $1 million. I feel like that's not a lot when you think about it. Like if I want a nice house, that's like $700,000 right there.
Yeah.
Maybe $10 million.
And then you're gonna be alone buying that house. So
Exactly.
you don't need that big of a house.
So why would I need $1 million
you're gonna be
home? Yeah. No. I'll stick with my boyfriend.
Oh. That's cute. All right.
I'll ask you one more.
Okay.
What's the worst thing anyone's ever done to you?
Cheat on me.
That was easy.
Shout out to my ex.
Stay tuned for next episode.
Again. Stay tuned. Okay.
All right. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack here, so stay tuned.
I didn't drink enough.
Yeah, no, I need harder questions next time. I want to drink. The objective is to drink, not to sit here and be honest. Like, who likes to be honest?
Yeah, not you.
Nobody.
All right. So, our next segment.
We are going to bring in a guest for you guys. We are bringing on our friend, Brittany Vaughn.
Oh, that's the wrong sound. That's the wrong sound. There.
Sorry. We're still getting the hang of it.
We need like labels.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Because,
That's how we feel.
yeah, it's a Monday, so bear with us. All right, and we are recording. All right, guys. So this is our friend Brittany, and we are gonna talk to her a little bit. Just get to know her a little bit. Dive into some of her, what's the word?
Journey, life, experiences, struggles,
background, life story,
all that fun stuff. So, without further ado, this is Brittany. Wrong sound.
Hi guys, I'm honored to be here. Honored to be the first guest.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
All right. So, as you can see, we're still getting a hang of the sounds. So bear with us. But,
Okay.
Brittany.
So why don't you introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Brittany. I am currently in Miami, Florida.
Jealous.
I am 32 years old. I always have to think about that. I am a single mom. Well, maybe. I don't know if that applies to dating somebody, but not that. I don't know. I have a 5-year-old little girl named Penelope. I have a huge psychology background. I have my master's in psychology. What else do you want to know?
Wow. It's a lot to unpack right there.
Where did you go to school?
So I went to college right in Miami Gardens, which is about 45 minutes from where I live, at St. Thomas University.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, never far from home for me.
Homebody. Me too.
Yeah.
I'm a homebody.
Miami's home. It's hard to, I was born in upstate New York, but here when I was 1, to move down with family. My mom was actually disowned for having me out of wedlock from her mom, who lived in New York. So she decided to just get up and go. She had no support there. And we came down here to live with my grandfather and his second family, his new family. And we've been here ever since. And, I always think if my mom never left, my life would be completely different, being
Completely different.
Upstate, small town girl, and that's not the case. I'm a big city Miami girl.
Yeah. You're living the dream down there in Miami.
Oh, yeah.
Coming from us here.
Jersey.
New Jersey. You mentioned you have a 5-year-old daughter, how you're a single mom. Why don't you tell us a little bit about like Penelope, like your journey becoming a mom?
The dad.
Yeah, things like that.
All right, cool. So Penelope is my little pride and joy. She's 5 years old. We have quite a story. She was not planned. Her dad and I at the time were actually not really together. Oops. But, everything happens for a reason. We had a long history of 10 years, so that oops was kind of like, in my mind and heart was, why wouldn't I, go through with it? I was 27 years old, and I had a wonderful pregnancy. Penelope was a wonderful pregnancy. I actually loved being pregnant.
Wow.
I worked out regularly, which helped. I didn't have any of the pregnancy symptoms. I was never sick. I was never constipated. I didn't have the crazy urges. It was so easy. But she did come early. She came 5 weeks early. And I always knew I was going to be a mom. It was just so natural for me. I think that was the word for being pregnant. It was like everybody would just say that, that pregnancy glow is real. I was just happy. And I felt very balanced, believe it or not, being pregnant. It was like, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is it. This is my calling. And I had actually a bad pregnancy in the sense of with her father, my relationship with him. So, my only bad part of my pregnancy was dealing with someone who wasn't supportive, wasn't there, still behind my back with other people, going on concerts, traveling, and really manipulating the reasons to, well, I'm about to have a child too, so my life is over. I need to live it now.
Yeah.
And it was very confusing for me because, it's not right, but whatever. So, Penelope came 5 weeks early, and I was in full-blown labor. I had no idea all night. I had no idea. I slept through the night. I had back pain, so that means I had labor pains the night before. And I almost didn't make my baby shower because she was a week after, only 1 week after. Wow. And I remember now being in my baby shower holding my belly because she was dropping, and I had no idea. But I was like, wow, my belly's really heavy. And so the morning of, I had my bloody show, which just you kind of bleed a little bit. And I was like, I don't know what's happening. And so my doctor told me, go to the labor room and go get checked. And I did, and they checked me. And they're like, you can have an epidural at any time. And I'm like, wait, what? What? And that was it. Full-blown labor. Had no idea. Labor and delivery were easy. I hate to say it because I know a lot of people have a hard time.
I had a really smooth
ride.
I
know. I really give credit to working out, though. Mm-hmm. It really makes a difference. It prepares your body. It's just, you can't be stagnant or I feel like a lot of the misconceptions are I'm eating for two. You're really not. You're supposed to eat normally. And the joke for me is that night, her dad was going to the Future and Drake concert. And with people that he wasn't supposed to be with. And so my running joke is Penelope was always on my side because I had no idea about this concert and the plans that were happening. You had to sit there and cancel them in front of me, the tables at the nightclubs, and I was like, oh, that was what was happening tonight?
Wow.
Yeah. So,
sneaky.
Moral of the story, men are trash. If you abandon your baby mama while she's pregnant, you're scum. So
yes.
That's that.
Well, so I was like, he asked if he could go the next day. I said, if you leave this hospital, you are not coming back.
No, you're not in the baby's life.
Your daughter over my dead body.
Yeah.
Well, Drake, if you're listening, clearly you had a big impact on this.
I just don't understand how you leave a hospital after the day your baby is born.
Yeah.
How do you go to a concert and just
Like vibe,
enjoy it.
you know?
Yeah,
like
how do you enjoy it?
Well, there's some people that are wired differently, and in this case, that is definitely the case. But
Interesting.
Weren't
Sociopaths.
weren't ready to be a father.
100%. 100%. So, then Penelope was in the NICU for 10 days. She had some health complications. And, in all reality, my time in the NICU, I was there as much as I could be, because then they close and they kick you out. You have to leave at certain hours.
Oh, wow.
And so it was hard. It was really emotional going home when they discharged me and not bringing my baby that I was attached to for 9 months, or not 8. What was she? 5 weeks early, so 7, 8 months. And then, but being in the NICU with the nurses, they taught me how to handle a baby. And I was like, oh wait, that's right. Now I have to care for this baby and feed this baby and burp this baby. I don't know how to burp a baby.
Shit, I have to keep it.
Yeah, it was I actually remember when Penelope came out, and I was so high on adrenaline. I was I don't feel anything right now. I don't even feel an emotion. I'm in shock.
Yeah.
I'm in shock.
This is yours.
So, yeah.
This is real.
So, so then Penelope was born, and then she was in there for 10 days. She came home on a heart monitor. She was home for 5, and then she coded blue. She turned blue. She stopped breathing. I performed CPR. We went back, and she was under observation for 5 days, and they said, yeah, she absolutely had an episode. And she was on that heart monitor till December. And then, that heart monitor was a love-hate relationship. I had to carry a box around when I carried my baby. But then, it really saved her life numerous times. And it was that comfort that when she was sleeping, that if she does stop breathing, that thing is going to alarm. So it was moments where I could just breathe because of it.
Yeah.
And then I actually hemorrhaged 6 weeks after labor and delivery, and I almost died.
Oh my God.
I was rushed to emergency surgery, and I really, I've never had a life or death experience like that, but I asked my doctor going into the ER if I was going to make it, because it was intense. The pain was worse than labor and delivery. It was one of the most painful things ever. I wanted them to knock me out. I could hear my body fill up with blood and gush out. Sorry, TMI.
Oof.
It was just, it's interesting. We are so lucky to live in a day and age where we have the hospitals and the doctors to save us. This is how women used to die, giving birth.
There's so many health complications that could come your way.
So many.
And like you said, you had a healthy pregnancy, so you were not expecting this whatsoever.
You would never know. I know. It was insane. And, it's funny. They didn't let me leave with Penelope until I learned CPR. And I remember sitting there thinking, I'm never going to need this, even with a baby on a heart monitor. And it made me realize, not only did I think I didn't need it, I needed it. It saved her life. And after I was everybody who has a baby needs to know it. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. God forbid.
I feel CPR is just a good life skill to have too. I remember, I think I learned that back in high school and health or something like that. But the amount of stories you hear where someone's choking in a restaurant and then someone just saves them. Yeah. It's crazy.
And you could be that hero.
100%. It is insane. And then kids put things in their mouths, and you hear things
yeah.
100%.
Exactly.
I've had to scoop out a cracker out of Penelope's throat as a toddler, and I'm
God.
Ah! But you just for me, becoming being a parent's hard, but you have no other choice but to do it. So it shows you how strong you are.
Yeah.
Women and mothers, it made me realize how strong moms are. You got to just do it. doesn't matter what's happening. You're all in.
Yeah.
Once you're there, you're there. There's no turning back.
Going back.
Yeah, that's what I'm definitely most nervous about. Because like you said, like you could have a healthy pregnancy and you don't know what's going to happen at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going to happen once you get in the hospital, once you have that baby.
100%. And you have to remember my situation was a little different in that I didn't have the proper support from like the right spouse.
Yeah.
Like I would love to have another baby, but I would never do it again like this, or you have to know that you're going to have that support, because that just made it 100 times harder.
Yeah.
It's not fair to the baby, and it's not fair to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess not having the support of someone during something that hard it not only impacts like the physical pain you're going through, but now you have mental pain and, emotional issues on top of it. So any men that's listening right now, if you plan on having children or you already have a child,
be involved.
Be involved.
Oh yeah.
Short and
100%.
sweet.
100%. And you guys, I'm a psych major, so
you thought more into it than you had to.
And it's interesting because I think my journey in psychology began because I was trying to heal myself of like my own traumas, my childhood traumas, being in this 10-year relationship that was very traumatic and abusive. And like throughout my years of schooling, I loved psychology so much, and why people do the things they do, and like just helping others. But it was really, in all honesty, it was my own therapy. I was healing myself throughout. And so even in this 10-year relationship and being a psych major, because I was pregnant and still in school, I knew it was wrong, but I think that it was more the ignorance of being so young. Because now, from 27 and all my 20s, I've known her father since I was like 18.
Wow.
I'm 32 now, and now I'm like
half your life.
Like I dated, and I'm like nope. And then now there's somebody that's in my life, and he's just seriously everything that it's supposed to be. The support, the love, the reciprocation of the way that I love, wanting to be in my own child's life, and, being a really great father to his own. And, you just learn from the past. But I would never take, even deal with what I dealt with.
Yeah. I think you're the first person on earth to take their own advice.
Yeah, right? I don't know. I'm still, I still have a lot of bumps in the road, and I learn every day. Fall flat in my face.
But
it's all about how many times you get back up. You can fall down 9 times. If you get up 10 times, it doesn't matter.
But exactly.
It was a life experience, and you got Penelope out of it, so.
100%.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, and life goes on. I have a career that I do. I'm not a therapist like I was supposed to be, but I really truly look back now at where I am now and how my debris got diverted, and I really think it was meant to be. It was supposed to happen that way because of the position I'm in now. I think I enjoy so much more than being in an office, guiding people under the laws of Florida. You have to stay in a certain way, otherwise you can get in trouble.
Yeah.
And then, I have a love life now, and my daughter's happy, and I'm happy. And
so let's hear more about it. Like, how is your social life? How is your love life? How is your life altogether?
Oh. Well, before the love life, I was trying to date, and that's like a funny story, because it was terrible, and it was hard, and I had to learn first to be on my own and be alone in a new home and I had to timeshare with Penelope, and that was hard, not being with her. And I would have to, Friday night, I would be in my townhouse, and I'm like, man, I want to do something, you know? What? I have no one to do anything with. But I would find friends that were like old from the past, who've always been around, and I would make myself go out. And the funniest part is, I'd be like halfway to whatever I'm going, and I'd call my other best friend and be like, I don't think I want to do this. I think I just want to go home. I think I just like want to get in bed. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I want to do this. Like, I'm kind of tired. I'm trying to like make a million excuses. And so it's like, okay, you know what? No, you have to go out, but you have to leave no later than 12:30. I would make myself like,
You're compromising.
You know, I have to like, you know, I'm a girl. You have to be careful going out as a girl. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, and there's no reason for me to be out past 1 a.m. So those were like my guidelines to push myself out the door. And I did it, and I dated a couple people, and it was just awkward and weird. But only now do I realize I had to go through these awkward and weird moments, because I was like, I don't even know how I feel about this person.
Yeah.
It is weird. Dating is like the worst thing in the world.
Yeah. Especially when you're older.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Hate it. And then the person who's in my life, it's only been like 4 months, but I feel like it's been forever.
Aww.
Kind of cool.
See, it gets better, everyone. It gets better.
There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah.
I think you just gotta work on yourself a lot.
Yeah. I hope this inspires some of you to break up with your toxic boyfriends.
Oh, please, absolutely.
If you are listening and you're in a toxic relationship,
End it.
end it. You've heard it here first. It gets better. You will find love.
Yes, it always gets harder before it gets easier.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
But
You're going to go through a
again,
bunch of humps, but.
yeah, you gotta go through this tough moment.
Yeah.
And then one day you look back and like pat yourself on the back.
Yeah.
Like,
And you look back and you're like, why was I even upset? Like, why did I let that bother me so much? Because you're going to be in such a better headspace like a few months later. So
Yeah.
it always gets better.
Always.
What's the saying? You need a little rain to have a rainbow.
Oh, I never heard of
You
that.
can't have a rainbow without a little rain if you think about it.
it's fun.
That's a
Yeah.
nice
So
quote.
then now life is just moving along. And now I'm
Good.
like just trying to figure out the new dynamics and balance, I guess.
Do you have a social
Okay.
life? Do you know how to
Not
balance
really.
everything?
A little bit. I mean, I'll get together with my best friend and her daughter, with Penelope, but other than that, I mean, my social life is with my boyfriend, and then we are on the same time sharing schedule, which has worked out phenomenally, because we either have the kids and we can do things with the kids, we don't have the kids, and we're like honeymooners with like no baggage, no responsibilities. We can go out, we can like go eat dinner, we can get a little buzzed, and if we have to sleep in a little longer the next day, nobody's gonna ask us for breakfast.
That's the dream.
That's cute.
I
That's
know.
cute. That's really cute. I don't know. That's really it.
Well, we're really happy for you and your progress. And I hope this inspired somebody out there that is really going through it. And you heard it here first again.
Don't think pregnancy is going to help the relationship, because it's not. It's not fair to you.
That's
it's
a
not fair
good
to
topic too.
Yeah.
That's a good thing too. A lot of people think, pregnancy is going to save their relationship. Like, oh, well, if we have a baby, you can't leave me, or we can't not be together. But the truth is, you can very much, move on with your life and be happy like Brittany.
Yeah, a baby is not gonna fix your problems; it's gonna add to the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now
It's not the right situation.
yeah, you just involve somebody else who can't even defend themselves. So
Yeah.
it's not fair.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Brittany. Let's. You got it right this time.
I'm learning. Well, thanks for joining us, and we'll hope to see you soon.
Yeah, I hope to come back, guys.
Okay.
You'll be back.
Awesome.
Bye, Brittany.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right, so that was Brittany. Hope you guys got, a little insight and a quick little learning experience for everybody. All men are trash. That's what I got from that segment.
Sorry, boys.
So that kind of leads us into our next segment, I guess. This is called Being Real with How You Feel. Just like Brittany.
That's how we feel.
That's how we feel. So much like Brittany shared, some struggles, some of her, past, issues. We are going to talk a little bit about some things we struggle with. We will start with the common devil known as anxiety. That's what I have to say to you, anxiety.
All right. So, when did you discover that you've had anxiety?
I think my anxiety kind of formed. I was a freshman in high school when my parents got divorced. So just a lot of that, left me very anxious at times. That feeling of not knowing what's going to happen next. I get very anxious when I'm out of control of things. So if something has to happen or, what's the word? Like, I'm trying to think how to say it without sounding like an idiot. Just, when something happens and it reflects on you, but you don't have control over it, that makes me anxious. Just situations in general where I don't have that initial control. I'm even like that when I'm sitting in like a passenger seat of a car. Like I get anxious because I'm like, I don't have control. You can share. She's driven with me, so.
I'm literally holding on to everything. I'm like stomping as if I'm breaking it. Like,
you actually had a bad car accident, so.
Like back in April, I was on my way to work, and it was 8:30 a.m. in April, so wasn't expecting anything to jump in front of me, but a deer decided to just jump across the parkway at 8 a.m. He tried to jump over my car and landed on top of my car. It was traumatizing, and I have major anxiety from that experience because I was all by myself. I still hear the sound. I see it still happening. PTSD bad. And just the experience after, just trying to get a new car and dealing with the insurance company because I couldn't sue anybody.
Yeah.
I killed a deer.
Sue the dead deer.
I literally lost my car and killed a deer within 5 seconds, and that was the most traumatizing experience of my life because I was so mad and I was so sad at the same time because they're so cute, but they're so dumb. So I just had major. So again, I cried.
Madyson cries a lot.
I'm very emotional. I cried Saturday night. It's Monday, as well as yesterday. I cried on my way home. I was at my sister's house, and I cried on my way home because it's dark and I'm surrounded by woods, and I'm like, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, it's crazy how much anxiety can be brought on by something that happens. You woke up that morning, you were just coming to work, it was a happy morning, and now you're traumatized.
It was the happiest morning of my life. I've never been in such a good mood going to work. It was a Thursday. We work from home on Fridays. It was right after Easter. I was vibing. I was listening to Jersey Club Part 2 in my car. I was fist pumping. I was driving. And then, bam, they said, nope, not today.
Not today. That's how I felt. I got hit by a bus. I always say that, and everyone's like, you got hit by a bus? My car got hit by a bus. If anyone has ever been to Providence, Rhode Island, you guys probably know how chaotic it is to drive there. Nobody cares about your life or theirs, so they are more than willing to run you off the road. So I was at a stop sign, and I yielded to that stop sign for over 3 minutes. I could not see anything from side to side, looked like back, everything you're supposed to do, and I couldn't see anything, so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go.
What's
the worst that can happen? You know, there's like a slim to none chance that I'm actually going to get hit by something. Oh, no. I was hit by the public transit buses that run through Providence, Rhode Island, right into my driver's side door. I'm now afraid every time I go to a stop sign, I look like 10 times, like back and forth. Even if I can see everything clear as day, I can see 10 miles that way. Nobody's coming, but I still hesitate because I'm like, what if because I did not see that bus. And buses are tall. So I should have seen it, but I didn't. And that just, I'm sure you can imagine what I'm talking about with the deer. That just quick, like, oh my God, like what just happened? My iced coffee went all over the place, it's all over the ceiling of my car, all over me. So not only a waste of a coffee. Not only did you ruin my car and my day, you ruined my $3 Dunkin' iced coffee. So thank you, Mr. Ripta driver. I ended up getting sued for that because clearly I caused somebody injury, but you know, whatever. But those are just two of the things we have anxiety about.
Yeah. And then driving home from work one day, I've noticed that like my eyes twitch a lot. And it's gotten really bad. So like I've researched it, and it could be like it could be caused by anxiety, it could be stress. So now I'm just a girl with an eye twitch problem. And it's frustrating because I'm like, I need to go to the doctors because it's not dry eyes. Like I'm fine. It's just anxiety and stress over my life that I built for myself.
I've never, noticed your eye twitches, so.
But that's sweet of you. She's lying straight through her teeth right now. You literally sit next to me all day. You're lying. I'm literally at the gym with my mom, and she there's like a mirror in front of us, and she's like, "Did you call the eye doctor yet?" I'm like, "Can you relax?" I'm like, "Stop looking at me." I'm like,
she's just concerned for your well-being.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, "Can you work out and stop?" I'm like, "Yeah." It's annoying. So yeah, that's one thing that has caused a problem in my life.
Well, I'm sure we have all dealt with anxiety at some points. I feel like there's just so many different things to be anxious about. Like
life.
Adulting alone gives us anxiety. We sit here every day thinking about, what bills we have to pay, how much money we have to put away in our accounts to, live and breathe. And I really miss the days where I could just swipe my mom's debit card and not have a worry in the world. But those days are over.
Yeah, I'm 25. I'm turning 26 in May. And life is really hitting me at 26 because, I have to start paying for my own insurance. My mom might be booting me off my car insurance. I have to start paying for that. It's like, how do you want me to pay my insurance, car payment, my loans, and move out all at the same time?
All at the same time. Just a couple of things, $5 here and there.
It's impossible. It's impossible to live in this generation.
Yeah. Because you know what?
Comfortably.
I didn't ask to be here. I didn't volunteer for this. I was brought into this world, and now I'm expected to handle myself, and it's really not fair. I didn't ask for this.
It's not fair. It's not fair that you have to be 18 years old and decide what you want to do for the rest of your life.
No.
And then that's all based on how much money you're going to be making and where you're going to be for the rest of your life. And at 18 years old, you're young and you're clueless.
Very clueless. Even now I'm 23 and I'm sitting here still clueless, and I'm like, I was even more clueless when I was 18. So, and it's crazy though, because today 18-year-olds are looked at as 15-year-olds, whereas back in the day, 18-year-olds were looked at as the new 30.
Yeah.
So 18-year-olds are getting more and more immature, and it's just going to keep getting worse. But
keep getting worse. That's the thing. And it's crazy though, because my mom was the one who was take high school seriously. I've had my parents who were on top of me about it and kept on saying take high school seriously, but no matter how much they told me, I've never listened.
No.
Because I was 17, 18 years old. I didn't care. I was like,
high school was a joke for me.
Literally, I was like,
joke.
I was like, everybody goes to college, I could go to college. No. I did not get accepted to anywhere because my GPA was so bad.
Mine was bad too. My school actually didn't, the college I actually went to did not look at SAT scores. So that was one of my deciding factors.
Yeah. My SATs were pretty bad too.
Mine were horrible. I remember on the math section, everyone took out a calculator, and I was looking around like, I don't have one. So bad.
My math was the best for some reason.
Wow, okay. Mm-hmm.
No, I can't even tell you. I said before that Brittany said she was 32. And I said 18. I said, that's half your life. Thinking 18 times 2 is 32. That's not the answer. I'm literally sat there thinking, that's not the answer. 36. So what's 32 divided by 2?
Yeah, because 15 plus 15 is 30.
So 16.
Yeah,
the answer is
36.
16. 16 is half her life, not 18. But I'm there like, I'm so smart. 18. No, it's 16. So math is not my forte.
I was in the
just
special
lucky.
math as
Me
a
too.
kid.
I had to go to summer school for math, okay?
I
2
wasn't
summers in a
that
row.
bad, but
2 summers in a row. Dumb over here.
oh my God.
But yeah.
Math is hard. School used to give me anxiety too. Like,
Yeah.
you're expected to just sit there for a week and learn a bunch of knowledge, and then you get tested on it, and it's like,
I'm not a good test taker.
No, I'm
Tests
not either.
give me anxiety along with many others. So to have everything determined by just one test,
it's unfair.
It's so unfair.
It's unfair.
It's so unfair because you could be so smart, but then one little test just ruins everything.
And it's true. People draw blanks. Like, I have fully understood information going into a test, and then it's on the test, and
You second guess yourself.
I can't think
Yeah.
for even a split second. I'm like, what are these words? I've never seen this before. Meanwhile, I just answered the question like an hour ago. So
In college, I actually, my sophomore year of college, I literally woke up, like I was in so much pain, I couldn't walk. My mom was like, let me take you to the ER, let me take you to the ER. I was like, no. Like, I wasn't one to, like, just go to the hospital. I'm like, I'm fine. I literally broke my arm, and I said, let me just put an ice pack on it. Like, that's the kind of person I am. But my mom was like, let me take you to the hospital. I was like, no. So then one morning I woke up like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. I was like, so much pain. I was like, Ma, like, you need to come. I live 50 minutes away, but I was like, you need to come pick me up to go to the ER. Went to the emergency room, and it turns out I had stomach ulcers from stress. So
wow.
all from school, all from a test, all from biology if you want to be specific. But that kind of, like, school literally just did that so much damage on me that I had stomach ulcers.
They say the stress rate of students nowadays is the same as mental patients back in like the 80s or 90s or something like that.
Yeah.
So
And the suicide rates.
Yeah.
It's all over school. Because you have so much pressure on yourself, and parents are putting so much pressure on their children that overall people can't handle it.
I knew girls when I was like younger, their parents would punish them if they didn't get B's and A's.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my mom hangs my C's on the fridge. Like,
Oh, like, I got a 7. She's like,
yeah, you passed. Like, good
Yeah.
job. The trick is, if you did bad on a test, you have to go in acting like it's worse than it is. So I'd really get a C or a D, but I'd walk in, I'd be like, Mom, you're going to be so upset with me. Like, I did so bad.
Like, what,
and
you
here
got an
she's
F?
thinking you failed.
Yeah.
And then you're like, no, I got a C. She's like, oh,
yeah.
well, that's not bad.
Literally, like, let me take you shopping. That's literally.
Yeah, you have to kind of trick them like it's worse than it is. Like,
No.
you lose your laptop or your phone. Go in there and make them think like you're pregnant or something. And then drop like, no, Mom, I just lost my laptop. It's like, oh, thank God you're not pregnant. Well, that's fine. It looks so much better to them because they're thinking of the worst case scenario.
No.
So if you got an F on your test, go in and make it look like
You're an angel?
you're an angel. Yeah. You just have to play it off, you know?
It's amazing.
Parents are stupid.
No, and like, that's like, you don't want to disappoint, like you have pressure from your parents, but at the same time you don't want to disappoint them. So
Right.
like, it's even more pressure. So like, yeah, my mom like was proud that I got C's, like, sad to say, but I didn't want to disappoint her. Like, cause when I got an A, it was like,
The best in the world, yeah.
yeah. So I'm like, I want to just keep getting that
Positive
reaction out of her.
reinforcement, yeah. We all need it.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, school is hard. But you just got to keep trying.
Yeah. Thank God we're not there anymore. So that took a lot of the anxiety away.
Oh my God, the day I graduated, I was like, sayonara.
Bye.
Not going back.
Tossed the cap and never looked back.
Yeah. Now we're paying those loans. So, it's gonna haunt me forever. Till I die. But yeah.
So if you struggle with anxiety at all, there's many different reasons for it, as you can see, whether it be school, driving, social anxiety is a good one. I know a few people with social anxiety.
I have social anxiety. Major.
Some people can't even pick up the phone to call and place an order over the phone. They can't, order at restaurants. They can't present in school. And I think that's another thing with school that's ridiculous. How you have to do a public speaking in order to pass. It's like that is some people's biggest fears. Yeah. And I think you should have an option. Like if you want to write how you feel or if you want to say what you're feeling, it's the same thing. If I can write it, I can say it. If I can say it, I can write it. So I don't understand the whole public speaking is not a skill. Like if you want to work in something, like say you want to be an engineer, when are you ever going to need public speaking?
Exactly.
Ever. Never.
If I'm not going to be a news reporter, don't test me.
You know what? I'm a media and communications major. Why did I need math?
Yeah. I'm a communications major. Why did I have to take biology and chemistry at the same time?
Makes no sense. It's extra stress for no reason. And it's something you're never going to use. And to all of you listening that ever thought you would use math in your major, you're never going to.
You're right.
Never. It's never going to happen. I still can't do simple multiplication. And you know what? I wake up every morning and I'm fine. So
I babysat and the girl this morning was like, in fractions, like, what's the bottom number? I'm like, she was like, numerator, then what is the other word?
Denominator.
Denominator.
I was the common denominator.
I was like, I'm 25.
I can't do this.
Don't ask me.
What was it? Like last year I was babysitting kids too. And it wasn't just babysitting. It was like Zoom school. So I had to sit with them and make sure like they were doing their work. And the little girl would start crying because she couldn't do her math problems. And I'm sitting there like trying to encourage her. In the back of my mind, I'm like, girl, me too. Like I'd be crying too. Like stressful. I can't do this.
It's really stressful.
Here she is, 7 years old. I'm 22 at the time, looking at her math homework. And I'm like, I can't even do this.
Yeah. So overall, school is very stressful for people of all ages.
Yes.
It's hard.
Yeah. So if you're a parent listening to this, give your kids a break. And if you're a kid listening to this, I don't know. This. It sucks. Just get through it.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
If you're a parent, just be there for your kids more. Just support them and help them whenever they need.
And frame their C's on the fridge. It's a confidence booster.
Not every time, but once in a while.
Once in a while, In math. If they get a C in math, hang it on the fridge.
Or history.
History's hard too.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of it.
Everything's hard. All right, guys.
So that was being real with how you feel. So now that you guys know we have very high anxiety about everything.
We're going to stop talking.
Cheers to anxiety. Yay.
Okay.
So this next segment is probably our favorite. We are going to share with you guys some of the worst dates that we have received. We did a survey a few weeks ago, and we asked some people to share with us what their worst date was. And the responses are pretty... You men are trash. Like, all of you are trash. Every single one of you is trash.
No, there's some good ones out there. There's some good ones.
There are.
But I'm convinced that there's just something... I'm sorry, men. That there's just something missing out of all their brains.
Nothing clicks.
Nothing clicks.
Nothing clicks. You guys have the same patterns, like the same breakup monologues, like it's not you, it's me. Like, do you guys all have a meeting like once a month or like once every other month? And you guys like talk about generic, stupid responses to get to women?
Community.
They definitely do.
You have a club.
Men unite or something like that because you all say the same things, you do the same things, and I don't get it.
Because there's something missing. There's something missing.
You guys like are missing a chromosome or something. Like actually.
I don't understand. I will never understand, and I'm truly convinced that there's something that they all don't have that girls have.
They lack respect. That's what it is.
It's common sense.
It's common sense, yeah. They don't think. You guys don't think before you speak.
No.
At all?
No. You don't think of the consequences of your actions.
No. You're sociopaths.
You think you're God.
Yeah.
You think you're water that walks... What is it? Water that walks on earth. What is that?
Man that walks on water. The water that walks on earth.
That's it.
Oh my God.
Cut. Okay. Okay, so that one.
Yeah. So some of these, I feel like they range. Some of them, like, the men are, like, disgusting. And then some, like, the men are just horrible
Weird.
people. Yeah.
Just weird.
Weird.
First blind date. First blind date. First bad date. I had a blind date. We talked on the phone for a couple weeks and decided to meet up. He picked me up, smelled of last night's party, and took me to a bodybuilder convention competition 1 hour away and kept losing me in the crowd, and then asked if I could find a ride home because he just met someone he wanted to go party with. Okay, major loser.
But let me get this straight, guy. You ask a girl on a date. You can't even shower.
To a bodybuilder convention. Number one, who wants to go to a bodybuilder convention?
It's a no from me, dog.
On a first date, how are you supposed to interact? How are you supposed to get to know each other? No, that's red flag number one. Red flag number two is that you don't shower before your date. Your first date, a blind date to say the least,
And you smell like beer.
You don't shower.
I'm picturing the smell because I've hooked up with frat boys, and I'm like smelling the beer that she's probably smelling. Ew.
Red flag number two. Shower.
Please.
And then you kept losing her in a crowd.
First rule of thumb, I feel like if you're bringing a girl to a crowded event, like, don't leave her side, you know?
A blind date.
A blind date.
A blind date. An hour away. She doesn't know anybody. She doesn't know where she is. And you're going to leave her.
That's not even date etiquette. That's like human being etiquette. Like, you
Common sense, boys. Common sense.
Like, even if I met someone 5 minutes ago and they were alone, I wouldn't just like leave them in a crowd, you know?
So then he met someone he wanted to go party with. I need to know how old this man was and how old you guys were. Because, what are you, 16 years old?
I hope.
Number two, is it a girl or a guy that they wanted to go party with? Who they meet? How they meet? Did he know this person, or was it just like
run into each other at a bodybuilding competition?
And then be like, hey, want to party?
We need more details on this one. This one's
we
interesting.
Do, but this has many red flags.
Like 5.
And another proof. What is the word? Another reasoning of why. Example of why men don't have common sense.
No.
Because common sense, do not take a woman to a bodybuilder convention. Do not shower before a date, and do not leave the girl by herself the whole time. And for lover, what's the word for heaven's sake, that's the word. Do not ditch her and tell her to find a ride home an hour away.
Yeah.
Period.
Whoever you are, guy, you are trash.
I hope you're fat.
I hope you're fat and lonely and don't have kids.
And go to bodybuilder conventions and just cry to yourself to sleep.
Yeah, because you're jealous because you're so fat. Maybe he got salty. Maybe he brought her to the bodybuilding competition, looked around, and was like, wow, I'm not shit. So he got insecure and left her.
He knew that before he even got there.
That's true. All right. So, this is a good one. Met this guy right after I had broke up with my boyfriend and was out drinking with my friends. I must have been wearing beer goggles because when he picked me up, he was not attractive at all. He didn't bother cleaning up his car for our date, so I had to put my feet on a pile of garbage. When he would laugh, he would have this nasty string of saliva from his lip to his teeth.
Okay.
First of all,
you didn't have, first of all, you're allowed to have beer goggles because after you break up with your boyfriend, I hope you get wasted.
Oh,
so
yeah.
good for you. Don't blame yourself for this.
No.
Second off,
the garbage in the car, come on. Like, I feel like a car is such an easy space to clean. There's like minimal flooring and like a couple compartments and
a pile
of garbage.
I literally have a candy wrapper and like people are like,
and I have anxiety about it. I leave a water bottle in my car. I'm like, oh, my car's dirty. A pile of garbage. Well, I want to know what this garbage consisted of. Was it water bottles? Was it open food wrappers? Was it...
Imagine clothes, like fast food.
I'm picturing the smell of the car. Disgusting. I mean, like... I mean, not that any attractive guy should be doing that too, but like the fact that she even admitted he was not attractive, like you're attractive and your car is ugly, or you have a nice car and you're unattractive.
Yeah, so you're ugly and you're dirty.
Yeah. So
do better.
you have to balance it out. Like you can't be ugly and dirty. It's like a girl. You can't be ugly and be a bitch. You have to be one or the other.
Yeah.
Like nobody likes an ugly, bitchy person.
Yeah.
Nobody likes an ugly, gross man. So,
yeah.
like Madyson said, do better.
Do better. Or you're going to be single for the rest of your life. Again, common sense, men. Clean up after yourselves when you're going on a date with a woman for the first time. I'm literally confused.
It's the lack of shame for me, too. Like, you fully knew the girl was coming into your car.
And you have the audacity to have it looking like that.
Like, what does that say about you? And like, do you just not care about your appearance? Do you not care what others think about you? I don't know, but
throw it to the trunk.
Yeah.
At that point, what does his trunk even look like?
If the floors of the car look like that, I don't want to know what the trunk looks like. But even like fake it,
I have so many questions for these men.
I have a lot of questions. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Next one.
My worst date was my batchmate. I don't know what a batchmate means. What's a batch?
I don't know. Maybe she was like set up with someone.
Is that like a roommate?
Oh, maybe. Oh, probably.
Batch.
Maybe like a batch. Yeah. Okay. So if anyone knows what a batchmate is, let us know.
My worst date was my batchmate from college that I haven't been in touch with for years. He found me on Instagram and we had our conversations there for almost a week before he asked me out. His account was a little suspicious. I'm talking about only one photo posted, so I decided to look him up on Facebook. Couldn't find him. My concerned best friend helped me. Lo and behold, the idiot was married and blocked me so I wouldn't find him. I reached out to his wife instead and told her about the date and that she should meet him. I heard it was a chaotic Friday night.
So now we're on to married men. That's a whole other topic.
If you are married and you are cheating, you're only hurting yourself.
Yeah.
Well, like, no, you're not. But, like, you are at the same time. Like,
you're hurting yourself because do you know how much divorce costs?
Yeah.
Seriously? People are still paying their lawyers that got divorced 13 years ago. So, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why get married?
Is it worth it? Do your vows mean nothing to you?
Maybe they didn't have vows. Some people don't do that.
Well, if I don't have vows, I'm not marrying you.
I don't know. What's the point of getting married, spending the money to get married? Because, marriage isn't free. Yeah. You need a marriage license. You need to pay for a wedding and things like that.
I don't even care if you have a courthouse wedding. Don't do it if you're not ready.
Yeah. Because now you're legally binded to each other. So now you're forced to go in through all this legal stuff just to leave each other.
Yeah. It's stupid. Again, common sense, men. Don't do it. Don't do it. And I'm not saying girls don't cheat. I'm not saying that. But
there's a pattern here.
It's a pattern.
9 times out of 10, it's the married man, not the married wife. So
it's just ridiculous how.
The best part is they think that their lies, like it won't catch up to them. So they think they can keep lying and scheming and having sus Instagram accounts. Meanwhile, the truth's going to come out and your wife's going to know.
I hope all of you men know that we always find out.
Oh, we always find out.
Always.
There will always be someone there listening that will DM us, or we'll do our own research.
And if we're a girl in that relationship, I could bet my last penny on it that our girlfriends would find out.
Oh.
If our friends, we're FBI agents.
Watch out.
But our friends,
I caught my best friend's boyfriend cheating on her 3 different times.
And she didn't even know.
And she didn't know. 3 different times I caught this man cheating on her.
Friend, FBI agent.
I found out.
3 times.
3 times.
Not once, not
3
twice,
times.
3 times.
First of all, how dumb are you to do it 3 times after I found out the first and second time? He was even cheating with somebody whose best friend went to my school.
Common sense.
Common sense. Like, you didn't think twice to look up for mutual friends?
But then again, they don't care, and that's a whole nother subject.
Right, exactly. But then the girls stay with them. So that, it's it's hard because, you know, you got to be mad at the guy, but then you're mad at the girls for being stupid and taking them back 3 different times.
We both got to do better. Girls and men, do better.
Know your worth.
Do better.
BETT.
Know your worth and get your shit together.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
You don't need to stay with a cheater.
No.
Like, at all. There's better men out there. And men, you don't need to cheat. Don't be in a relationship. It's not hard.
It's not that hard.
It's really not.
And you guys cheat for no reason.
Just for, I feel like it's like a confidence booster.
It's a little, yes.
Like, oh, I can still get women even though I have a girlfriend, you know?
Get over yourself. You're pigs.
Disgusting.
Sorry.
All right.
I'm angry.
My worst date was a guy that begged me to go out with him and really wasn't interested, but finally I said I'd go to the movies with him. He picked me up and we went. As we were standing to purchase tickets, he told me he would be right back, and he said he had to go to the bathroom and told me to buy them and he would pay me back. So I did, and when he ordered his popcorn and other stuff, it happened again, so I paid for our snacks too. We set to watch the movie, and I asked if everything was okay, and he said yes, that he would pay for the next date. I immediately got up and told him I'd be back, and I called my mom to come pick me up, that I went with a loser that I didn't even want to be with, and he couldn't even pay my way.
Okay. Hell no.
Hell no. You're doing the bathroom trick. Like, come on. Like, when the check comes, like, oh, I got to pee.
Goodbye.
Really? That is the oldest trick in the book.
If you don't want to pay for everything, fine. That's fine. But don't make her pay for the tickets and the snacks.
Yeah.
Do you know? Have you ever been to a movie theater? Do you know how much snacks cost?
$25. A large
Double.
popcorn and a soda.
Double the tickets.
Double. And people wonder why people still sneak snacks into the movie theaters. Because I'm not paying $25 for popcorn. It's stale, it's disgusting, and you're out of your goddamn mind because I don't have that kind of money.
It's disgusting.
But here's my thing. If it's a first date, I feel like the guy should pay. I don't know. Like, that's just me. If we're dating, like, I've been with my boyfriend for 5 years. Now we split things. Like, oh, you got lunch last week. I'll get it this week. You paid for this. I'll pay for that.
Exactly.
A first date?
Exactly.
Like,
I don't believe in men that they should pay for everything. I don't believe in
No,
that. There's
not
no
at
reason
all.
for that. But, okay, yes, it was the first day he could have paid. Or, like I said, you get the popcorn, I'll get the tickets.
yeah, make it even.
Even.
Especially because he begged her to go out with him.
Yeah,
So that's
that
the
as
funny
well.
part. How do you beg somebody to go out with you and
That
then
as well.
expect them to pay? It's like me at, hey, Madyson, you want to go get dinner? But it's on you? Like, no, that makes no sense. Like,
Bye. That's when you leave.
yeah.
All right, so share your worst date.
Oh man, here comes the fun part. This is really embarrassing because I stayed with him after this. So
Take your own advice, Haeleigh.
I gotta take. Yeah, I did. I'm much better now. But so I was dating my ex-boyfriend, and we had probably been dating 2-3 months at this point. We didn't really like talk for that long. So like as soon as we started dating, that's like there was no like, oh, we talked for 2 months and then started dating. We kind of started dating right after, like getting to know each other. So no crazy came out to me yet. No weirdness, anything like that. So
Not yet.
I'm at his house, and we were planning to go get dinner, and, you know, nothing too fancy, but, like, you know, just, I thought it was cute. He was like, you want to go get dinner? I was like, yeah, sure. So we're getting ready to go, and he comes downstairs, and I look down at him, and I'm like, where are your shoes? And he's like, oh, they're all the way downstairs. All the way downstairs, as in down 5 feet, literally 5 steps down the stairs, could have grabbed his shoes. He was like, F it, I'm just not going to wear shoes. I laughed because I thought he was joking.
Red flag.
I thought he was kidding.
Disgusting.
And I'm like, no, haha, that's funny. Like, go get your shoes on. He's like, I'm not going to wear shoes. Like, what, who cares? I'm like, that is disgusting. First of all, not even was he in socks. He was barefoot. You are going to walk on the ground pavement outside where God knows what animal took a shit in your driveway, and you're more than happy just walking outside with no shoes on. Okay. So I was starving. It became like a 15-minute back and forth of like him putting shoes on, him not putting shoes on. So eventually I was like, you know what? We'll go. But if something happens, goodbye. Like, I'm out.
Sayonara.
So we get in the car, and he thinks it's so funny. And this was the point where I was like, this kid is so immature. Because that's not funny. That's disgusting. So we get to the restaurant, and he had no shoes on. And the waitress came up. She took our drink order. you could tell she was making faces. Like, she knew something was, like, weird. So she comes back without our drinks, and she's like, excuse me, like, do you have shoes? And he was like, no, like, I donated all my shoes to charity. First of all, like, this was getting less and less and less funny. It wasn't funny to begin with, but, like, now I was angry because I was like, you are literally making a joke out of this woman. Like, she probably wants to quit her job because of you. He is laughing. He thinks it's so funny. So she's like, you donated all your shoes. Like, really? He's like, yeah, you have a problem with that? So she leaves and comes back, and she's like, yeah, now we have people complaining, so you're either going to have to put shoes on or we're going to have to ask you guys to leave. He still, I had a pair of his flip-flops in my car. I was like, Chris, I can't say his name, sorry. Cut that out. I was like, dude, I will go to my car and get you your shoes. He was like, no, like, I'm not doing that. I'm like, okay, then you know what? The woman came back over and she asked us to leave because 10 minutes went by and he wouldn't put his goddamn shoes on.
Yeah, no.
So we left.
No.
I didn't eat. I dropped him off at his house and I went home. And I did not talk to him for a few days because I was, embarrassed. That's very embarrassing to go out in public with somebody and they just refuse to wear shoes. Like, do you know how many children would have, like, begged for your shoes and you're just not wearing them, first of all?
Making a joke about it.
Making a joke about it. Like, oh, I donated all my shoes. You know what? Like, there are some people out there that do that and don't go into restaurants barefoot. So, you know what? Yeah. But
disgusting.
so embarrassing. And in that moment, I was just like, oh, my God. Like, this kid's a child. And absolutely disgusting. It was the worst date I've ever been on because, A, I realized he was a disgusting creep, and B, I didn't even get to eat. So I went
hungry
home.
And mad. You're
I was
hangry.
hangry. I went home, drove through Wendy's, got myself a burger and some nuggies, went home, and
Called it a night.
Called it a night. My mom was like, oh, weren't you supposed to be going out to dinner? I was like, yeah, no, didn't do that.
That's like such a child and disgusting. And
It's disgusting.
disgusting.
It's lack of
respect, hygiene, and
like, it's not funny.
Common sense. Again, I don't know how many times I say common sense, boys.
It's not hard to put on a pair of sandals and walk out of your home. Like, that's how people get planter's warts and, like, fungus and disgusting things in their feet.
Yeah. Disgusting.
So that was one of many red flags.
Yeah, I would have left.
The fact that, A, he was so okay with going out without shoes on, and B, the fact that he thought it was so funny.
Yeah.
2 big red flags right there. So safe to say I am not with that person anymore. Good riddance. I hope you are taking your new girlfriend out without your shoes on, and I hope she's okay with
I
it.
can't do it. I hope you've grown up,
Yes,
sir. You're disgusting.
Pig.
All right.
Your turn. You drink after
My
that
worst date is nowhere near as bad. Nowhere near. Not even go on it. So basically, I was talking to this guy for a while, and he was older than me, and he called me one day, and he was like, do you want to be my Valentine's? And I was like, oh, my God.
That's so cute.
I never had a Valentine's. You're older. Like, hell yeah. I'll be your Valentine's. So I was, thinking about the day, dreaming about the day, and I was like, wonder what's going to happen, like, what's he going to do for me, but whatever. Day comes, Valentine's Day is here, and I don't hear from him. And I'm like, okay, it's so early, and, like, the day just keeps going and going and going. And now it's dinner time, and guess what? I'm not out on a date. And then I see on social media that he took another girl out.
So not only are you men pigs, you're horrible at hiding it, too.
Yeah, wait,
Like,
and then he
why?
calls me the next day and goes like, hey, like, literally nonchalant, like, hey, what's up? I want to I want to grab his neck through the phone because are you dumb? Like, he was like, what's wrong? Like,
Oh, I don't know. The fact that you ditched me last night and went out with some skank.
Other girl.
Like,
Valentine's Day. Again, I don't know how. Common sense. Let's make it a remix. Common sense. Wicca. Common sense. I'll make a song about it. I don't care. You guys are all missing it.
what I don't get, though, is why would he bother? Like, I feel like asking someone to be a Valentine is, like, it's kind of like a sentimental thing. Like,
Yes, because I've never been on a date, never had a Valentine. So the fact that someone asked me to be their Valentine's, like,
so
it was a
nice.
once in a lifetime opportunity for me. Like, I've never experienced that before. And he ruined it, crushed it, my dreams, all out the window.
So now you hate Valentine's Day.
I hate Valentine's Day. I hate it. I always thought it's just a stupid day just to get money out of people. But whatever. Like, my boyfriend and I now, we celebrate with sushi. That's our
There you
Valentine's
go.
Day.
There you go.
Takeout. Cheap. Easy. Fun. Date. XOXO.
There it is.
I'm not going to a restaurant and paying your
X amount of dollars.
limited menu for the day.
Those annoy me so much.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you know what? What about the picky people?
No.
What about us? What about the people that want chicken fingers and
Yes,
French fries?
But you could shove your heart-shaped raviolis for $29.99 up your ass. That's what I
Seriously.
feel.
Or your ceviche or whatever other fancy shit you're serving. I'm not paying for it. I'll take my heart-shaped pizza. Thank you very much.
Literally.
But my boyfriend's birthday is the day before Valentine's Day. So our Valentine's Day is always usually hungover, and that's about it.
Yeah.
I broke up with my ex-boyfriend on Valentine's Day, so that was a good one. And I kept all my gifts, too.
My ex-boyfriend threw something at me on my Valentine's. He got me a stuffed animal, like a bear with like a battery in it. So the one that like dances, you know. So there's a huge battery in it.
And he threw it at
Threw it at me, gushing blood. Again, we'll talk about that next segment.
Yeah. Oh, you
Next episode.
guys might definitely want to tune in next time.
Yeah. It was a time to be alive.
So moral of the story, I think, from this,
Is men don't have common sense.
they're
And
trash.
Don't have respect. And that's it.
Do better.
Do better.
Do better.
Do better. Use your brain. Think of others. Don't think of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple. It's really that simple.
We're rooting for you. We really are.
We're rooting for you, for us, for our friends, for our family, for our younger generations.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. Everyone.
Hell yeah.
But you suck. So get your shit together.
You do suck.
I hope you're crying.
To all my exes, I hope you're all fat and never find love again.
Mine's fat.
I have fat exes too now.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh my God.
You're
We're
lost.
just too good that they get so depressed over losing us and they get fat.
Sucker. Okay.
Well,
That is our time here at Don't Overspill Podcast.
woo.
I'm Madyson,
I'm Haeleigh.
and thanks for listening.
Tune in next time.
Bye.